All right, I call to order this regular meeting of the Board of Public Works this Tuesday, January 7th of 2020. First up on the agenda, we had the election of officers, but we are missing one of our board members, so we're going to table that to the next meeting, if that's acceptable. Next is messages from board members. Do we have any messages from the board?
Nope.
Happy New Year. Next up is petitions and remonstrances. If anyone has a public comment on something that is not on the agenda this evening, now would be the opportunity to make that. Do we have any public comments on anything not on the agenda? Seeing none. Next, we have the consent agenda. Under the consent agenda, we have the approval of minutes for December 10th of 2019. We have noise permit request for annual Rally for Life on Sunday, January 19th. Approve outdoor lighting service agreement with Duke Energy, and approval of the payroll register. Do we have any items that need to be removed from the consent agenda? Do we have any public comment on anything within the consent agenda? Seeing none. Is there a motion on the consent agenda?
I move approval.
And I second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Next, we have new business. First, under new business, we have approved supplement number 1 for construction inspection contract with HWC Engineering, Inc. for the second Bloomfield Multimodal Safety Improvements Project.
Good evening, Roy Aiken with the Planning and Transportation Department. This project constructs a multi-use path along the north side of West 2nd Street, Bloomfield Road, from South Patterson Avenue to Adams Street. It also constructs improvements for the signalized intersection of West Bloomfield Road and South Landmark Avenue and 2nd Street and Patterson Drive. On October 21st, 2018, the board approved a construction inspection contract to HWC Engineering with a not-to-exceed amount of $173,407.40. Due to unexpected minor project delays and higher than anticipated construction costs, HWC is requesting additional compensation to complete the final construction record of the project. The contract, the supplement will add approximately 164 hours of construction inspection at a cost of $18,434.29 for a final not to exceed amount of $191,841.29. Staff has reviewed the request and we're recommending approval.
Thank you. Questions from the board on this item? Did this receive approval from Redevelopment Commission?
Yes, it did. I'm sorry. Yeah, last night it received approval for funding from Redevelopment Commission.
Very good. Any public comment on this item? Seeing none. Is there a motion on this item?
I move approval of the supplement number 1 for the construction inspection contract with HWC Engineering, Inc. for the second Bloomfield Multimodal Safety Improvements Project.
And I second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Next up, we have approved change order number 1 with E&B Paving, Inc. for the Moores Pike Sidewalk Project.
So Roy Aiken with Planning and Transportation. Again, I'm covering for Russell. This is a council sidewalk project to construct a sidewalk on the south side of Moores Pike from College Mall to Woodruff. Construction is complete. We've done a final inspection. This is the final change order that'll come through for the project. It kind of balances a lot of the items in the project. There was some adds when it came to stone, some deducts when it came to swapping the thermoplastic pavement markings, the painting. The original contract amount for this project was $322,322. If approved, this change order result in a decrease of the contract amount of $1,256.41. The additional total contract sum then would become $321,065.59. Staff has reviewed and worked with the contractor, and we're recommending approval of the change order.
Thank you. Questions from the board on this item? Any public comment on this item? Seeing none. Is there a motion?
Move approval of change order number 1 with E&B Paving, Inc. for the Moores Pike Sidewalk Project.
And I second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Next is request from Weddle Brothers Building Group to install a temporary construction fence within the public right-of-way on the northwest corner of North Kinzer Pike and West 17th Street.
Good evening, Paul Kerberg, Planning and Transportation. Weddle Brothers is building a new Napa Auto Parts on the northwest corner of Kinzer Pike and 17th Street. It's the vacant lot. They're requesting to install a temporary construction fence in the city right-of-way. It will be behind the existing curb, and there are no sidewalks currently on the site, and the fence would be in place no longer than October 2020. And we've reviewed the request and recommend approval.
Thank you. Questions from the board on this item?
No, the only thing I noticed that there was a Bloomington Transit bus stop there, and they need to relocate that. Is that what I see? Number 5, I guess.
I don't know.
Okay.
I'll look into it.
I just want to make
more,
sure that that
and
was
I can
coordinated.
check.
It said Weddle
Yeah.
Brothers shall coordinate the temporary relocation of that stop.
Okay, yeah, we
So,
can do that.
as long as that has been coordinated. I don't know if you guys, if Weddle knows that or not.
We talked about the fact during the work session that there is not currently a sidewalk there, but they will be adding a sidewalk to the area as part of the construction.
Yes, there will be.
Any other questions? All right, any public comment on this item? Seeing none, is there a motion on this item?
I move approval of the request from Weddle Brothers Building Group to install a temporary construction fence within the public right-of-way on the northwest corner of North Kinzer Pike and West 17th Street.
And I second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Next up, we have a request from City of Bloomington Utilities to close a portion of South High Street and sidewalk for a storm water project, and that is from January 13th to January 31st.
Transportation. The City Utilities is requesting to close South High Street from East Covenanter to East South Downs Drive, and they're requesting the closure from January 13th through the 31st, and the sidewalk will also be closed on the east side of High Street. They're replacing a failing stormwater culvert under High Street, and they will have a detour route on 2nd Street, College Mall Road, and Moores Pike. We reviewed the plans and request approval.
Thank you. Questions from the board on this item? During the work session, we talked about the advance signage notice and just trying to do our best to make sure people know that there is going to be a detour in that area. But we appreciate that it is going to be a fairly short-term project. Any public comment on this item? Seeing none, is there a motion?
I move approval of the request from the City of Bloomington Utilities to close a portion of South High Street and sidewalk for a storm water project through January 31st of this year.
And I second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. And then we have approved change order number 8 with Ancris LLC for the Walnut Street Garage stairwell project.
Evening, Brian Daly, Public Works, Parking Garages. Staff hired Ancris Services to install and remove the stairwell at the Walnut Street Garage. During construction, it was discovered the southeast entry allowed rainwater to enter the stairwell. While we are enclosing the stairwell with glass, the water will continue to enter the stairwell during rain events from the entry unless we correct this. Staff and engineering has recommended enclosing that entry with concrete and opening the north entrance to the stairwell. This project will include closing the south entrance to the stairwell with concrete, cutting an opening on the north portion of the concrete to provide ingress and egress, installing a ramp for ingress and egress, installing bollard and handrail system, and painting all railing. It's change order number 8, total increase of cost of $39,867.40, bringing the total price of the project up to $544,735.91. Staff is highly recommending this change.
Questions from the board on this item?
Just one question I thought of, but I think it answers it in this memo, but just to make sure. So since we're moving the stairwell to the other side, it will no longer have the glass enclosure on that side, correct?
Yes, the glass will be removed from the north side, and it
Okay.
will just be a walk-in opening, much like the other facilities.
So will rain events still,
No, because we're enclosing the glass from the knee walls on the base of around that stairwell. We will not get water
Okay.
invading from rain events. And that glass does extend, I believe, 8 feet into to the interior of the garage.
okay, that was my question. Thank you.
And during the work session, we discussed the fact that we do already have the plans, like the engineering and plans for
Yes.
this is complete.
That's correct.
And now it's just a matter of the construction.
That's correct. This will not add any more delay time to the project completion.
Any public comment on this item? Seeing none. Is there a motion?
I move approval of change order number 8 with Ann Chris LLC for the Walnut Street Garage stairwell project.
And I second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes.
Thank you.
Thanks. Next up, we have staff reports and other business.
Michael Large, Public Works. I just wanted to add to the record about the closure on South High first. Signage will be placed tomorrow for the advanced warning of that closure from the 13th to the 31st of January from South Downs to Covenanter Drive. In addition, I would like to remind the public that the sanitation department will be picking up Christmas trees and wreaths until the 23rd, Thursday the 23rd of January. That's all I have for staff report, and my colleague Christina would like to share some great news.
Thank you. Christina Smith from Public Works. And even though our AV equipment is not working, I want to congratulate Stuntman. Stuntman just got adopted yesterday and found his forever home, and Stuntman was highlighted at the Board of Public Works twice, and I believe this is why he was adopted. Okay. So we want to congratulate his family and Stuntman, and may he live a long and happy life. Thank you.
Very exciting. And I would just say to members of the public, if they're not already following Animal Care and Control on Facebook, they should, because it's a very uplifting account. And I was thrilled when I saw that update. So very good.
That's all I have for this evening, too.
Great. All right. Next, we have approval of claims. Any questions on claims? Okay. And we have now truly no one in the audience.
We know how to clear a room.
Yes. So I will ask if we have a motion to approve claims.
I move to approve the register of claims in the amount of $1,948,810.60.
And I second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. And if we have nothing else to add, before we adjourn, we don't have a reappointment to the Planning Commission for this. Okay. If we don't have anything else to add, then I will call for adjournment.